Welcome back to the Den and to part 4, or the closing chapter of the creation of my example character for Shadowrun 3rd Edition. This is a Dwarven Decker, and in part 1 we covered what the priority system was. In part 2 we applied attributes. In part 3 we covered skills. And here in part 4 we're going to cover everything else. So let's start with something that is listed under attributes, but I've never covered. That is essence, right here. All characters start with an essence of 6. At an essence of 6, you are 100% original meat body. Because your essence is sort of like your presence on the astral plane. It is how connected you are to the world around you. It is how natural you are. If you're born into the world, you've got an essence of 6. As you start replacing bits of yourself with cyberware or bioware is an advanced book. But as you start replacing yourself, your essence goes down, or your connection with the natural world goes down. Your essence goes down with cyberware. And speaking of cyberware, that is a perfect segue into what we're going to cover next. And I realize you can't really read this because the typeface is so bloody small. So, what we've got here is a data jack. That is so that the Decker can plug a cyber deck into their head. I did mention that these are virtual reality hackers, right? They hack computers in virtual reality. Yeah. Well, that's exactly what they are. So he's got a data jack so he can plug the cyber deck into his head. He's got a smart link, which is a system to better handle pistols or any kind of firearm really that has a smart link system integrated with the weapon as well. It might give you a heads-up display inside your head, or a rangefinder, or all sorts of other little bells and whistles that are flavor text to justify the bonuses that the system gives you. The SmartLink system gives you. The SmartLink system I took as alpha grade, which means it's not exactly a strict off-the-shelf. It's tailored to be a little bit more custom to the character, so it doesn't hit his essence as hard. And I've got headwear memory, 150 megapulses. Megapulses is data size in Shadowrun. And that's also alphaware. So the essence cost for the data jack is 0.2. So that drops the essence from a 5 to a 5.8. The cost for the data jack normally would be 0.5, but because it's alphaware, it's 0.4. So that drops it to a 5.4. The essence cost for headwear memory at 150 megapulses would also normally be 0.5. Again, with alphaware, that drops it to 0.4. So that is 0.4, 0.4, 0.2. That drops it to an essence of 5. So somebody looking at you on the astral plane might notice parts of yourself are kind of darkened or missing almost. So that's basically what essence and cyberware do with each other. So next, let's go to combat pool. Your combat pool is your quickness plus your intelligence plus your willpower div 2. Because that is 17, div 2 is 8 because it's round down. If you can't tell, I actually do these things in real time. So next, decking pool we will get to after we purchase a cyber deck. The cyber deck that I'm going to purchase for this character is a CMT avatar, which is an MPCP7 cyber deck. That is important to know. So that is basically a kind of computer that he carries around to hack into other computers. It's in first through third edition, it was basically the size of a standard keyboard, or maybe a laptop keyboard would probably be a better approximation. Now, The MPCP rating is Master Persona Control Program because as they are virtual reality hackers, they have a virtual persona when they go into a system. The MPCP is how well the cyberdeck can actually handle all of the hardware, firmware, and software aspects of running that avatar. At a rating 7, that means that no program or utility on the cyberdeck can be above a rating of 7. And why does this matter? Because what your decking or hacking pool is it is your MPCP rating plus your intelligence div 3. So a 7 plus 6 is 13, div 3, that's 4. So he has 4 dice in his decking or hacking pool. Now there are other forms of pools that are available if you're playing a spellcaster or if you've got cyberware that gives you other kinds of pools, those kinds of all that kind of stuff. And those other pools are listed on page 44 of the main book, or if it's cyberware, it'll be in Man and Machine. So that covers your dice pools. Now, you'll notice I haven't talked about what resources I've spent. That's because I spent a few thousand on cyberware. Not many, like maybe I think I spent about maybe 20,000, 20 to 30,000 on cyberware there. But I took resources A, which is 1 million new yen. Why did I bother doing that? Well, the CMT avatar is 250,000 new yen. So that's a quarter of my starting funds just in one piece of gear. That's a whole lot more than the car that I would buy for this character, which would be a Ford Americar, which is about 20,000 new yen. So if you're dealing with programs of rating between 1 and 3, so 1, 2, or 3, it is the program size times 100 new yen. 4, 5, or 6, it is times 200 new yen, and so on. The program's rating and what the exact program is will determine how large the program is in megapulses. So between all of that, you can see how the money actually goes down really quickly for a decker. But the only thing really left to cover in this video is what karma pool and good karma are. These are not something that you're going to be applying anything to during character creation, but they're good to go ahead and know. What your karma pool is you get 1 karma pool for every good karma. What's good karma? Good karma is your experience. It is how you are rewarded after a complete run. Your GM will award you an amount of karma. So every 10 points of good karma you have, you get 1 karma pool. That karma pool can be used on anything where you just need a little bit of extra luck. Your GM will explain when you can roll that and for what. Your GM may also say that if you're using your karma pool on something that is really spectacular, you might have to burn a point of karma pool. So your karma pool, say you have karma pool of 2 because you have earned 20 good karma, it doesn't matter if you've spent it or not, you have earned 20, so therefore you have a karma pool of 2. If he tells you that you need to burn a point of karma pool, your karma pool gets reduced to 1. That other point does not recover. You have to earn another 10 points of good karma to go back up to a karma pool of 2. So it's actually really powerful, but it is also really scarce, and some things might force you to actually expend it permanently. And with that, we have now covered the character creation of a Dwarven Decker in Shadowrun 3rd Edition. I hope you've enjoyed this series. I broke it up so that it would be easier consumption this time rather than my original Earth Dawn video. And hopefully this will have helped you demystify a little bit of character creation in Shadowrun 3rd Edition, and you'll decide to give it a shot if you can find a copy. It's a really fun system. It's one that I've had a lot of fun in over the years. And, well, I guess I will see those of you back in about 2 weeks that decide to show up. If you like the content, like and subscribe, please. And in 2 weeks, I think I'm going to come back with something from Deadlands. Classic. So, catch you around, cowboy.